This is Secrets to Win Big, your roadmap to sustained growth. Brought to you by Arjun Sen, founder and CEO of Zen Mango, top brand growth driver, and a former Fortune 500 executive who has been called one of the most marketing intelligent minds in the business. Find him at zenmango.com. And now, here's your host, Arjun Sen.
Welcome to Secrets to Win Big with Arjun Sen. Hi, this is Arjun. In this episode, I want to bring you some incredible insights on Secrets to Win Big that I've learned in my discussions with incredible leaders from all walks of life all over the world, working with leaders at some top companies over the last 30 years, and of course, from my own personal success and failures. The first secret that I've talked about is about see beyond. See beyond is what you see that others are not seeing, and that gives you this amazing advantage to start. The second is wow one more. Think for a second. It doesn't matter whether you are a company serving thousands or millions of guests or clients or customers. Success happens one person at a time. Same thing in a game of football. You score one touchdown or field goal at a time to build your overall win. I was working for a national company, and our CEO founder came to an annual meeting and started juggling with one ball. It was kind of strange, I have to admit. But he's the CEO, he's the founder, he can do what he wants. Was perfect juggler with one ball. Then he stopped. He got a second ball. He started doing two, then three. And this went on. And finally, when he was at 5 or maybe 6, he started dropping a few. He then paused and shared with us 2 big wisdoms. 1, to be a 2-ball juggler, you first need to be a 1-ball juggler and do it perfectly. But the second was another big insight. When he went to 5 balls, he showed us that any one time he had to focus on one ball to make sure that didn't fall, to put it back in the air, then the next one. And that got me to this concept of wow, one more. It's very important for us to have that perspective. We are human beings. Sometimes when you are standing, let's say you are working at a customer service, and all of a sudden you see 15 people in front of you. It's very easy to be efficient. Just say, I wish somehow I could get this line to go away. So you get mechanical by saying, next. What can I do for you? Done. Thank you. No smile. Come on. Every customer, even though they see there are hundreds of other people in line, expects when their time comes, they get the one-of-one service. And to do that, there are 3 things I feel are very important to remember. 1, we are all humans, and because of that, we are all in the feeling business. Think, we have a natural inclination to hang out with, visit businesses that make us feel good. Why do I pay $5.50 for a cup of coffee in a white cup with a green logo when I know similar coffee is available maybe for $1 or free in my own kitchen? It makes me feel good to walk in there and walk with that cup, white cup with the green logo. And to get into feeling business, we all must remember is how to act human. Acting human doesn't work if you just choose to act. You have to put yourself in the position of the other person. And for that, you have to be human, think human, feel human, and then act. Without being, thinking, and feeling, it's very tough to be on the other side. In my first marriage, in our first wedding anniversary, I got my wife, current ex, an Olympus camera. It's cost a lot to buy that camera. I still remember the expression on her face when she opened the box and said, it's a camera. She's a very smart human being. A very smart human being opening a gift and saying it's a camera, and it is a camera, baffled me. I love photography. She has no interest in that. So I never saw from her point of view what she would have loved her husband to give her on our first anniversary. Strike one, Arjun. There are a lot more strikes than Arjun, but that's the only one I'm comfortable sharing. And the third thing after be human, think human, feel human, and then act human is never stop. Always keep being human. It doesn't matter when 99 times you were nice to your customers, the one time you ignore, you forget, that's what matters. Consistency is an ongoing journey. Relationships, commitments are ongoing journey. You cannot say in a relationship that I was faithful 99 times, but I only cheated once. No, it's 100%. When I was working for a bagel company, we had this big problem. We made more money from specialty bagels and flavored cream cheese. It was very clear most customers wanted that. But the baffling thing for us was, defying all the consumer research, 80% of customers were still buying plain bagel and plain cream cheese. I believe and support consumer insights. But even when our CEO was telling us maybe Arjun customers are lying to you, I didn't have any proof to show no customers were not lying. So as a last resort, on a Saturday morning, I went to one of the Einstein bagels with my daughter, Raka. We were sat there and wanted to watch people order to just see what was going on. We wanted to be human. We wanted to think like them. We wanted to feel like them. And then we could act. And very soon what we realized was we were in a Seinfeld-like episode where a customer comes in, looks at the order taker says, "Welcome to Einstein's." And then the customer looks up at the menu board, and the menu board goes from there left 35 feet. 35 feet is a long distance. You go, look. And as you do that, read back and forth. In 8 to 10 seconds, the order taker takes eye contact from the customer and looks at the person behind. I've been in those shoes. And when that happens to you, I don't know about you, for me, I felt the order taker was telling me, how stupid are you, Arjun? You can't even place an order at a bagel store. It's humiliating. And what do I do in that situation? I say plain bagel, plain cream cheese, because it gives me a passing grade, and I step to the side. If this was a Seinfeld episode, I really think George Costanza would be the perfect person to experience this. And I can even see George in a sulking face move to the side. And I watched this happen over and over and over again. So that night, I took pictures of every possible bagel, every possible cream cheese lid, and put them on a laminated table mat and put it next day in the restaurant on the counter. Magic happened. Customers came in and they took eye contact away from the order taker before the order taker had any chance of doing it. The customer was in control. They were having conversations, husband and wife. Hey, you like this bagel? From that, you can have this cream cheese, this one. What was a fun conversation? At the end of the day, more people were buying the specialty bagels and the flavored cream cheese. This pattern continued. Sales was up. In the process, I learned something really big about businesses. I learned that you cannot feed people what they don't want to eat and create a sustainable business. Think, 30 to 40% of customers, because of our goofiness, were forced to order the plain bagel, plain cream cheese that they didn't want to eat. Eating what you don't want to eat only happens in mom's kitchen or grandma's kitchen, but not at a restaurant where you pay. But we wouldn't have found this major insight if we did not focus on one customer at a time and try to be human, think human, feel human. The same thing, I was working for an amazing regional haircut place. They are a premium haircut place, and they were struggling a little bit. How do you differentiate? I got quite a few haircuts myself, and I watched people. I realized that mostly this haircut place focus was on men, mostly. We as men, as we walk towards the chair, the walk becomes little different. In that particular walk, we slow down. There's little hesitation when you sit on the chair. Think, if you are going to get a haircut, you are putting yourself on the chair at the mercy of the stylist. There's nothing you can do during the haircut. And if there's a disaster haircut, you have to live with it and show your face or not show your face to the whole world for the next 4 weeks. So this is what we did. We felt we wanted to make the walk to the chair a conversation. If you are the client and I'm the stylist, and I ask you, hey, John, how are you? How would you like your hair to be cut today? And John says, sides 3 or 4, the top is there, I part a little bit here. The stylist looks at you, I look at you and say, you know what, John, that looks great. May I suggest this being summer instead of 4, going 3 on the sides? Because I really think you have very nice ears, and the 3 will just get the shape of your amazing face out a little more. See, I was being expert, I was listening and nod your head. Say, yeah, Arjun, let's try it. The haircut is nearly over. You're very anxious what has happened because you can see the whole big picture, no pun intended. And when I hold the mirror behind you and show you the whole 360 panoramic view from all around, and then I pause and look at by saying, you did good. 3 is the new number for you. Look at you sideways. Better than Tom Cruise. You leave the chair powerful, my friend. It's all because you walked in, I made you feel part of the decision making, and when you left, I reinforced that the decision we made together, me being a professional and you being the client, was the right decision. You leave ready to conquer the planet. And that focus on one customer at a time and how to get there changed the business from being a haircut business to a lifestyle business. Lifestyle business has more long-term connections, and people are ready to pay more and tip more in the lifestyle business. As you're listening to all this, some of you may think Arjun is so smart. Thank you. Really appreciate that. But I wasn't this smart all the time. I made my share of mistakes. And I'm really grateful to Blaine Hurst, who was at that time the president and CEO of Papa John's, the coolest boss ever. But there was a day I hated him with passion. I was ready to get promoted to the next level. I was doing everything right. The numbers were there. Everything was there. Blaine liked me too. So with performance and your boss liking you, it's a guaranteed assured promotion. I'd even pre-planned how to spend the raise that I would get. When I walked into Blaine's office, the conversation was very simple. Blaine's like, Arjun, there's every reason I should promote you today. But there's one reason why I shouldn't, and you're not getting the promotion. What? Come on, man. He said, Arjun, I have not seen you being a customer at our own restaurant on a regular basis. I've not seen you be a customer at competition on a regular basis. You are in for a disaster. Till I see that humility in you, till I see that openness in you, I do not think you're ready to get promoted because, one, you have to show at the highest level of leadership through your actions what others should be doing. And I don't think you're being a good example yet. I don't use the word lightly, but I hated Blaine Hurst that day. But today, when I look back, I love Blaine Hurst for that. I love because, promotion getting late by a year doesn't matter, but bad practices, if they stayed with me, would have stayed with me forever. They would have become a habit of arrogance. After I recovered from the little ego jolt, which I had, I realized Blaine was right. I realized not getting promoted was better than getting promoted for the wrong reason. I worked my butt off. 6 months later, Blaine promoted me with a big smile and a big hug. And I really felt that getting a promotion with a smile and a hug was the coolest promotion I deserved and I earned. So as you start going back to, it's all about being human, think human, feel human, and act human. Don't get me wrong. Every business, every leader wants to act human. But unless you put yourself in the position of the customer, it doesn't work. Going back to the bagel business, we got a new CEO. He would walk into any product development and taste bagels and say, this is good, good, no, no, no. And he being the CEO, everybody thought his voice was the voice of God. When he said yes, yes, and no, no, we thought we didn't have to do any more consumer testing. We could just move forward. So when I went to him and I said, sir, could we do this? Could we form a different company and I hire you for maybe a few $1 million? Because if you have a taste panel that can predict customers, you're worth $2 to $3 million a day. He hated my arrogance, but I had to be truthful and be the consumer conscience. I had to show him that he was not the demographics. I knew what he was trying to do. His heart was at the right place. He wanted to jumpstart the process. He wanted to feel like the customer. But for him to feel like the customer, he needed to be human, think human, feel human, and then act, not just act. I know I've shared quite a few restaurant stories with you. Of course, in between, I talked about a haircut. If you're wondering, Arjun, does this work in every aspect of life? It does. And in that, when I shared that, I have to thank this incredible person, Herb Rubenstein. Herb taught me this coolest lesson ever about emails. You can use it shamelessly without paying royalty to Herb. I'm not going to tell. Herb told me that tomorrow, if I am sending an email to Michelle, Michelle doesn't need another email from Arjun, which means I have the responsibility to send an email where I put myself in Michelle's shoes. I have to wow one more, which means that email has to wow Michelle. And how do I do it? Before I press send, I need to ask myself, when Michelle gets this email, will she feel only Michelle got this only from Arjun, only today, or only what she needs to know and act today? Only Michelle from only Arjun, only today, and only on what she needs to act today. If not, don't press send. Put it in draft. Because it's all about putting yourself in the position of the other person and wowing that person. In case of emails, if I start sending 9 out of 10 junk, garbage emails of FYI and this, that, I would treat and train Michelle to ignore me. And when I send that email Friday by saying, Michelle, I need this in the next hour or an hour, most probably she would not respond because she knows Arjun sends goofy emails. So it works in every aspect of life. Wow, one more. Not one of many, but one of one. Because our customers, our clients, every person we interact with deserves that. And to arrive at that, just know we are all in the feeling business. Because we are human beings. Human beings have feelings. We hang out with, connected to people. We stay connected to people who make us feel good. And the journey to that, these are very important 8 words or 4 concepts. However I want to look at it is be human, think human, feel human, and then act human. And finally, never stop. It's a 100% journey. 100% is important because doing something 99% doesn't work because it's the one time you don't do that is what will define. It's truly a pleasure to share the secret of Wow One More with you. I'm really excited to bring you another conversation, another big insight very soon. Till then, stay safe and happy listening.
You've been listening to Secrets to Win Big with Arjun Sen, founder and CEO of Zen Mango, top brand growth driver, and a former Fortune 500 executive who has been called one of the most marketing intelligent minds in the business. To learn more, visit www.zenmango.com. Share this podcast with your friends and subscribe wherever you like to listen to podcasts.